Hi, today I'm going to be doing a quarterly reading journal flip through. This is for January, February, and March. Very quickly, this is the Artist's Loft, like super cheap journal from Michaels in the cheaper of the two options. And these are mostly the kinds of pens that I use. I have the standard Tombow and this gold pen. I use some of these highlighters, Jelly Rolls, and some of these as well. And then I just use standard, pretty typical pens. This initially comes with two of these bookmark type things, but I ripped one out because I didn't want both of them. So starting this off, these are my Patreon stickers. I've actually made changes to my Patreon and only have these ones for the year. This is the one that everybody gets when they join these sticker tiers. This is the yearly one for 2024, which is still happening January and February. Then I have this space that I still don't know what to do with, and I don't know if I'm going to. So here's the 2024 little like theme page. This is my inspiration and what I kind of want the whole journal to look like. This is my YouTube growth, my goal for the year, where I started, and then where I end every month. Up here I'm going to put stuff for the end of the year. And then I also continue that with Instagram and Patreon. Goal, starting, where it'll end. The same over here, and then where each month ends. Next we have two different trackers. I have my 2024 or unhaul, and this is books that I own, and when I read them I color them, or if I decide to just unhaul them. I've done 10 of these so far, which I think is pretty good, and these are my 2024 5-star predictions. These are all new releases, so when I read them I color that in as well. Next I have my library page. So over here I have these pages where when I pick up the book from the library I put it on here, and then whenever I read books from the library it goes over here. So like in March I only read this one. I just think it's fun to see what I borrow and what I am reading. This is one that I've already decided is going to change for next year. Obviously I don't need all of this space just for 1 month, but these are my digital reads, so I just color in a square every time I read a book digitally, so either ebook or audiobook, and then my key of where I got them from. Once again, this will not be returning in this format if I decide to do it at all. This is one of my least favorites. Then I have book club things. So here's the Pyramid Book Club, and I just have the book cover and then my star rating. These are my Patreon read-alongs. And then these are my Patreon book clubs. So I will fill out as I go. I also think that on this page down here, I am going to add book clubs that I have co-hosted. I've already co-hosted a couple of book clubs this year, and I have some other ones lined up, so I think it'll be fun to track that. Then we have my TBR game, TBR, for every month. The game is kind of chaotic, so I wanted this to look chaotic. It's not my favorite thing, but that will continue into this page as we go. Then my DNFs, I just have them, the title and the date I DNF'd it. Books out of my comfort zone. Some of them go very well, others do not. So the title, the genre, what I rated it, and why I read it. Then I have my book haul page. So then if I read it before I bought it, or if I read it afterwards, it just gets this little purple highlighter, so I can kind of keep track of what is coming in and what I'm reading. That will continue onto this page. I'll probably have to add another flip out in. Then I have my unhaul page. I'm trying to read a lot from my shelves, so any of those books that I'm not keeping I put on here. That will continue over here as well. Then I have my start of 2024 owned TBR, and these are all of the books that I started the year with, and as I read them I will color them in. So if I read it and I kept it, which is a majority of these, then it is green, and if I gave it 5 stars I also highlighted it in this like gold pen around the outside. So I do have quite a few of those. And then I have read and unhauled. So these ones I read and did not like enough to keep, so I got rid of them. Then the yellow ones are ones that I just unhauled before even reading. I decided I didn't want to read them anymore. And then the purple ones are ones that I started reading and decided I didn't want to continue, so I quit and marked that off. Then I have all of the books that I have read. So it goes from here down the page and across to this page, and it's just the cover gets put in. I really love this. I accidentally forgot to print this one off, so ignore that. So I have read 61 books in the first quarter of the year, and then I just have a couple pages of this. I accidentally didn't put enough in here, so I will have to add more in. That's what that looks like. And then we are into January. So this is my first year making a reading journal, so I really did not know what I wanted to do. This spread is my least favorite. I have made some changes in the upcoming months that I really like, but this kind of started the basics of what I did. So I have this little calendar up here, and I just put this little YouTube sticker every time I posted. These are all the videos that I posted in January. And then I just have some stickers. I posted a lot in January, a lot of end of year content. And then this is something that I've continued. I have my books read. I just put the title and then my rating. And then I have the DNFs at the end of the month. Then I have readathon things going on. So this was the Wicked Winter Ween. I have the prompts and then kind of what I did for them. I didn't really complete all of the prompts for this, but that's fine. And then this is the events for January. So I was co-hosting the Lights Out book club. This actually was for December, but we had a live show in January, so I had that, the information, Winter Ween, the Pyramid book club information, and I also co-hosted the Sleep When I'm Dead book club in January, so I have that. So the next few pages are reviews. I'm just gonna very quickly flip through those because there can be spoilers in it. I don't have reviews for every single book. I only have reviews for books that I enjoyed enough to want to write a review, or books that were book club picks. So I have my first 5-star of the year. These are generally my favorites. This was the Pyramid book club pick for the month, so not one I would have written a review for otherwise. This was the Sleep When I'm Dead pick. This was my Patreon book club pick. And then on to February, which I like significantly more. A lot of it was inspired by this, but there were some changes made. I decided I wanted to draw my own calendar just so I had some more space. Also, I have these at the bottom of every month so I can easily find them. So this is everything for January. So here I have all of my videos. The ones that are at the top are the videos that I like edited and posted, and then this list and the ones that are lower down are my reading sprints that I hosted, book clubs that I wanted to participate in, and the pick, and then dates. And that also has a line. So 24-hour Horror-a-thon was the 9th and 10th, so I have this line here, and then the dates here. I really like this. I like it more than the other one so that it's all here and I don't just have a page that says events. So that is what that looks like. Then I have my books read. There's a lot. a lot happened in February, so I have all of them in the star rating. Kind of switched to doing black. I like that a little bit more, and then all of my DNFs. And then I started doing a NetGalley page. I don't love this, but I do want to kind of keep track of this a little bit more. So I started with my starting and ending ratio, the books that were published in February, so kind of my top priority, and then the ones that I actually reviewed, which there's no overlap here, so I need to be better about that. The next pages are readathons. So I was the co-host for 24-hour Horror-a-thon in February, so we have our group read and the group watch, and then I did a timeline of the 24 hours and kind of what I was reading during those times and the star rating. And then I also hosted 72 hours in the Reading Nook. It is a spinner wheel 72-hour readathon. So here was our spinner wheel for this. There's 2 wheels, so I have out of my comfort zone and in my comfort zones. So I just put the day that I was in each wheel, and then the books and my ratings. And after that, we are into the book reviews again. So books that I really liked. This was the group read for 24-hour Horror-a-thon. I love this with the star cutouts, so you can see it through here, it's outlined, and then it's outlined on this side. This one got a nice 1 star, but this is Katrina's book club pick, so I wanted to have that in there. And then we are on to March. So I ran out of stickers. I need to make more, but I didn't want to print them and waste a whole sheet. So I have it written in. I just need to go back in and add stuff. But I did all of the book club books that I was interested in reading and the pick. I actually read all of these this month, which is very exciting. And then the dates, so like Readathon was the whole month. This was a live show, sprints for book clubs, live show, more readathon stuff, and another live show. Then I have my standard books read with the star rating, and then the DNFs. This page, truly, I don't love. I was not feeling very inspired when I did this, but I have this like holographic foil. It's really hard to see, honestly, and I just kind of like used a glue stick and got that. This is my NetGalley stuff that I didn't love how it turned out the last time, but I don't love this either. Like, it's just not very good. And then these are just stats for my reading over here. So 6 were books that I owned for 2024, 6 books that I got this year, 2 ARCs, 1 from the library, and I had a reread. Next is my Readathon spread. So I was a co-host for Readathon in March, and there were a couple weeks, obviously, and I just put them on little shelves. So this was week 1, week 2, week 3. This was a Peace Talks weekend, and then the last week. That's the only real tracking I did. And then I have this little flip out. There's just our little team logo that just exists. I have the sticker hosted by Cassidy. I was hosting with Mel. And then the leaderboard. My team won, and then the points per person. So this is the order and the amount that people read. Here's another flip out. These are all of the prompts that I completed, which happens to be only defense prompts. I did not attack during the readathon. So I just have those all down. I didn't write anything, and I don't really know what to do with this space, but maybe at some point. And then over here, Cassidy printed off these little cool things that she sent out with her bookmarks. She called them her autographs. She wrote a note on the back, but I just glued it in here anyway. There's a lot of empty space. I might go back in and add some stuff, but I'm not really sure. So that is my Readathon spread. I didn't want to put every single book that I was reading and the prompt they went with, because that just felt like a lot of work that I wouldn't keep up with, but that is that. And then we are into book clubs. So this was my Patreon book club. This one was a buddy read. Pyramid Book Club. I had an arc of Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I really like this one. My Patreon read along. And my Patreon book club. And then we will get into April. I haven't started it yet because I was catching up on this because I was a bit behind. But I really like having these at the bottom that I can very easily get to. Well, maybe not these fingernails, but I can very easily get to the different months. I think it's really convenient, and then it's nice to be able to just look and see where the months are. I am a little nervous that I'm going to run out of room in this, but I actually bought another reading journal that is the same as this that I've been taking pages out of. I added one, oh, it was on this side of Readathon, like this is an extra page and stuff like that, so that is very nice. So going back through, I really like, I like all of this tracking stuff. I like these. I'm not sure if I'll do this one again because like I have to wait for them all to come out, and I'm not tracking if they were 5-star. I really like this, but this is too thick. Like, it's too heavy. I want to do a similar concept in the future, but like this is something I'm not gonna keep in this format. This I'm not keeping. And I really like all of this other stuff. But I'm open to like trying new things with formats and stuff. I am considering not doing the individual book reviews moving forward because I feel like they just, like I'm doing all of this and it just is very difficult for me to keep up with it. So I'm considering moving to doing like a video format of everything and just kind of tracking my videos and what books I read in each video. But I really love coming up with different things like this, just like fun ways to make it a little more interactive. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. Even though these take forever to do the titles, I might continue it. I just really like how it looks. I think it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy going through and like adding all of these stickers and everything like that. For now, I'm going to keep this setup as well, and I do think I want to try to add more color into my reviews. I just got tons and tons of stickers and like little pieces of paper to put in, and I think that will make it more fun. And I also love like bulking the book up and adding like tons of extra stuff. So I'm really loving how this has turned out. I think it's pretty functional for me. It works well. It's really fun to go back and look at everything. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any suggestions on the pages that I was like this. I don't know how to make this better and like more functional. But yeah, that is my first 3 months of my reading and my reading journal. I hope you enjoyed this. I will be doing these quarterly, so there will be more to look forward to, and I will see you soon. Bye!